Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on Nomad's New Zealand Stargazer palette. So if you want to know what I think of this palette, how I created this look, and maybe a couple other looks, then keep on watching. But this has actually been sitting on my desk for a week. I haven't opened it, so fingers crossed that it's not broken. But inside of here is the new Nomad New Zealand Stargazer palette. Okay, so like all of the other Nomad palettes, there is a postcard in here that kind of tells you about the palette itself, has the cause where a certain percentage of the profits go to. So the cause is a proud support of Dark Sky that works to restore nighttime environment and protect habitats from light pollution. Man, they should come help Houston out. So, but within this palette, so here is the outer packaging of the palette. This is actually the first Nomad palette that I bought in about a year. So the last one I bought before this was the Royal Europe palette. I still haven't had a chance to buy the palette that came out over Halloween that I really want. It's on my wish list along with the palette that they came out with in the summer. I just haven't really gotten around to buying them, but I'm also trying not to buy absolutely everything in the world. And honestly, I got the palette that came out for Valentine's last year, and I like it, but it's also not as good quality as a bunch of the other palettes from Nomad Cosmetics. So here is the palette itself, and now this palette is a $59 palette, but there is 6 different multi-chromes in here. It's a little bit more expensive than some of their other palettes, but this is what the palette looks like. And I think for today, what I'm gonna do is, because there is some pinky tones in here, and it is the month of February, I'm gonna try to do a Valentine-ish look. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and start off with priming my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with the Beauty Creations Dare to Be Bright Color Base Primer in the shade Ballerina Girl. Now, I have like reached this dilemma in my life, and that is it is time to dye my hair. Okay, and I have been dyeing my hair green since 2021, and so I've been getting it professionally done, and then in between professional roots and getting things bleached, I do like touch-ups at home or adding more color to make it bold again with, I use the Arctic Fox hair dye, which is temporary, which is a pain in the ass because every time you wash your hair, a lot of that temporary dye comes out. It gets all over your hands. It stains my nails. It stains my skin. It's annoying. I get fed up of doing it. So that's when I know it's time to dye my hair again. The problem I have is I no longer want to go to the salon I was going to because of the experience I had last time. And the experience I had last time was, I got my hair done and I got it in June. So that just shows you how long I've been touching up my own hair with temporary hair dye. Okay, I've been dyeing my hair every 2 weeks and it is time consuming and I'm fed up. So in June of last year, right before my birthday, I go in to the salon that I've been getting my hair done at that point for 2 years with the same stylist to go and get my hair done the exact same way that I get it done every time. Okay, so it's not like nothing new is changing. And so go get it done, and when I go to get my hair done, I want my roots lightened so that the roots can be done and they have the green hue to it. Without adding bleach to my roots, the dye doesn't stick as well, so they have to be bleached. So I get home from paying the money that I pay to get my hair done, and I understand the cost, so like that's got nothing to do with it. I get home and I look at my hair and there's still like a decent amount, I'd say 1/4 of an inch of hair at my roots that was never done, which is weird because like I've always had it done all the way to my root. And for the amount of money that I pay, I'm like, I want my hair done properly, right? And so I message my stylist on Instagram because that's like where I have her at. And I let her know and I send her the pictures and she basically goes off on me. You know, and I have anxiety, I have social anxiety, and honestly, like I debated for hours about messaging her in the first place. And the thing is, she was rude to me and basically saying that I give her anxiety because I pay so much money for my hair that it gives her anxiety about doing it properly. Girl, if you want the amount of money that I'm paying to get my hair done, it shouldn't give you anxiety. It should give you encouragement on wanting to do it properly in the first place. Like, I don't understand. So, and of course, like, after messaging back and forth and stuff, she's like, oh, you're welcome to come back. I'm not going back. So now I don't know if I want to keep my hair green or if I want to dye it like red, like a raspberry pinky toned red to pink at the bottom, or if I want to go ahead and go green. But the other problem is I have to find a stylist, and it takes me a long time to trust somebody. So if I go red, I can do it myself, or I wait a few more months, like I search out a stylist, so wait another month and then I get my hair done, but that means I have to dye my hair again. And so that is my problem, is that I don't know what to do with my hair, if I should keep it green or if I should go back to red but add pinks in there, because I was a redhead for a very long time. I don't know, what do y'all think? That was a really long rant and I've only done my primer. Oh my God. You can tell it's like taking up a lot of space in my brain because I don't know what to do about my hair. So I think the first shade I want to go ahead and dip into is going to be the shade Southern Lights. And this is a nudie pink. So it's like a nude, but it's got a little bit of pink in there. And it is a matte shade, and I'm going to kind of lay that down in my crease and kind of buff it all over the place. Just to start out. Oh gosh, that's dusty. Oops. So I'm just going to kind of like, I think, put this in my crease. I don't know where I'm going with this today. I honestly, judging by the pictures from the website, I thought these were a little bit more pinkier. These pink tone shades in here. I'm not disappointed. I just thought they were. So I was like, I'll do a Valentine's look. I still am. But yeah. So this is buffing and building really nicely. It is kind of like, I'm having to kind of layer this up so that it's visible. And that's just because it's such a neutral color and it's muted. But it is building really nicely. It's not patchy at all, which is good, because the thing is, in the past, I always thought, oh, I love Nomad Cosmetics. All of their palettes are great. No, it's not true. Like, not to be rude to the brand or anything, because I love Nomad Cosmetics. I have, like, almost every single one of their palettes, except for, like, 2 or 3. But there was, like, a couple palettes that weren't as good as other palettes. Like, I still love them, but not as much. But so far, this one is definitely performing very beautifully. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to go for a halo eye today. So I'm going to go ahead and put the shade Auckland Star Dome right here. So it's a little bit of a darker pink. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the inner and the outer corner. I can't decide if I want to do dark to light or if I want to do light to dark. I think I want to do like this pink, this purple, and then I want to use a duochrome for the middle, obviously. You know what? We're going to put the purple in the inner and the outer corner. And so this purple is the shade, oh man, I can't say this. The last name of it is Mackenzie. There's 2 different names in here, like for the title of the shade. So I'm going to put this purple on the inner corner and on the outer corner. Kind of just going to pat and buff towards the center. Okay, so I'm actually just going to put a smidge of purple on the inner and outer corner. I'm honestly regretting not playing with the blue. There is blue in my shirt. It would have kind of tied everything together, but it's fine. I'm not going to do it. But this purple is like super pigmented and super pretty and like kind of just buffing so easily as well. And as I'm buffing, none of the color is going away, which I really appreciate. I'm now going to take the, gosh, maybe I won't take the pink. Should I do blue? No, I'm not going to do blue. I'm going to take that Auckland Stardome and I'm going to use that Brandy! I heard a very strange noise in my house. I'm calling my dog. Because if my dog's not making any noise and she comes straight to me, then I know all is good. And maybe it was the rabbits. I do have 2 rabbits and they do make a lot of noise in their cage. So I'm going to go in with the Auckland Stardome shade here. And I'm going to kind of use it to blend the purple shade and then into the center of the eyelid. And this one's laying down really nicely too. And it's prettier on the eyes than it is in the pan. Like there's definitely like more of that pinky tone, like almost magenta in there. But in the pan it looks more like a muted pink. And so what I'm going to do is take the Auckland shade and kind of also buff it into the crease in the center. Because that's, you know, I'm not going to put the duochrome in the crease itself. So I need a shade in there. Oh gosh, this is really nice. This is like such a nice change in pace of the palettes that have been coming out, because I feel like, and I really like the palette that I did in January as well, but I feel like lately I've been buying a lot more neutral eyeshadow palettes. Like I got the Patrick Ta ones. I'm like looking at what's on my desk. But yeah, I got Patrick Ta. I have Huda Beauty's newest one as well. And they're all kind of like cool toned neutrals, which I like a cool tone neutral. But I feel like the colorful palettes have kind of been, hasn't been enough colorful palettes that have like drawn me in. And this one really grabbed my attention on Instagram. And in this moment, I am so happy that I purchased it. Like, I feel like everything is just laying down really nicely. And just really, the colors are really cohesive and blend nicely together. Nothing's muddy, nothing's patchy. It's just really pretty. So I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna go into the shade Southern Cross. And this is gonna be one of the duochromes. So this has kind of got a purple, pink, magenta kind of shift in here with a little bit of gold. So it's like, it honestly looks like oil slick. So this is what I'm gonna be putting down the center of my eye. Man, I love a duochrome because it just like makes your eyes, it really elevates your eye look, and it's so easy to apply. Like it just saves so much time, and it's not glitter, so it's not all over your face. I love it. And definitely the formula of this duochrome is really silky, and it's not like a duochrome where there's been eyeshadow palettes, I put my finger in there and then the duochrome looks nice on my finger, and then I go to press it and it's not coming off my fucking finger. Like, we've all been there. Don't tell me you haven't, because I mean, I can't be the only one. But the way that it just transfers really nicely to the eyelid, it's perfect. So now I'm just gonna kind of take my shadow and just kind of blend everything nicely together so it's not harsh lines. I mean, honestly, I don't even think I need to do this right now because it just looks nice as it is. But I like to be a perfectionist. And I think as like my last little step before I add eyeliner and disappear for a moment before I do the under eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of my brightening pink loose powder. My favorite one to use right now is the one from Givenchy. I'm gonna take it on a fluffy brush, and I pick up a little bit every time I do this and kind of use the lid to swirl it all around the brush. And I'm gonna use this to buff where my shadow ends. So under the brow bone, but also like in my crease and where I lay down that first light pink shade. And I kind of use this to blend everything together. And I like to use a brightening pink because it just kind of brightens my eyes. And as somebody who has smaller eyes and dark under eyes, I'm all about that brightening. But this loose powder also kind of blurs everything, and it blends the shadow into the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a nice big chunky wing, do the rest of my face, and I'll be back to hopefully play with these really pretty blues, because this color right here I think will look really nice on my under eyes. And I'll show you my shirt. Like, got some blue up in there. So I'll be right back. So obviously I have majority of my face on. I had to put my lipstick on twice because the first shade I used, I love the color. And I used to love these, but now I guess maybe my tastes have changed. But I used my About Face Lippy and it just kind of was very flaky. So I ended up going with this one from Give by Gwen Stefani. And this one's in the shade Fishnets. So that is my lip color today. I want to go ahead and do my bottom lash line with some blues from this palette. So there's like this shade in here called, I can't pronounce it, so I'll put it under here. But it's this blue right here that says Stargazing underneath it. And that is what I'm going to use for my bottom lash line. And I'm going to kind of use just a liner brush to kind of press that there. And I'm going to use it for the center of my under eye because I'll probably put a little bit of black on the outside and a little bit of that purple underneath in the inner corner. But I'm gonna kind of just press and drag down. So I also have a eyeshadow declutter coming up. And honestly, the reason why I haven't done that yet is because I need to get my nails done. Okay, my nails, they are outgrown. My appointment is actually today. So I will be filming, while you're watching this, I should be filming my declutter because I'll have a fresh set of nails that is due. And I just didn't want to gross y'all out with the overgrowth of my nails, okay? Because It's been almost 4 weeks. I'm a mess, okay? My hair needs to be done. My nails need to be done. Honestly, my acne is terrible today. It's just a whole big mess. So I'm going to take the black in this palette called Dark Sky Nation, and I'm going to be pressing that in my outer corner to kind of tie my wing into the bottom lash line. And I'm just going to press and drag like I did with the blue, because after I lay down all my colors, I'll take a clean brush and just buff it. And then finally, I'm going to take the purple that I used earlier and press that in the inner corner, blending it in with the blue. This palette is, if you love to do like those galaxy inspired looks, this is the palette you need, because all of I feel like even though I haven't done any intricate work, I feel like my eyes do resemble a galaxy, and it's really pretty. So I'm taking a clean fluffy brush and I'm buffing from the inner corner out to the outer. So as I'm doing it, I'm picking up a little bit of each of those shades and kind of just buffing them into the next. So unlike the purple, which is like super pigmented and the pigment doesn't fade, the blue, like as I'm blending the blue and the black, the pigment is disappearing just a smidge. So I have to kind of keep pressing the blue down and then blend and then keep adding more to keep the intensity of that blue. It's really pretty. It's honestly not something that puts me off using this palette, but I do want to share that because like I had such fantastic luck with that purple where it like blended perfectly and the pigment stayed put. I'm having a little bit of issues with the blue. So I think to smooth it all out, I'm actually going to take some of that pink loose powder that I used for under my eyes and to blend out my shadow on top. And I'm gonna use that to kind of buff out the lines of my under eye makeup. The lines are a little bit harsher than I would like. And I think it's just from like adding more and more pigment. So just before I wrap up the rest of this look, I think the inner corner needs a little bit something. And I was gonna just put my highlighter in there because I do absolutely love this highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Glow Seeker in Sun Idol. And I've been using this one a lot for my inner corner for all of my looks. And I do like the way it looks on the face. But there is some gorgeous golds inside of this palette. And even though it might be a little bit more intense, I feel like this look could use it. So the golds in here are duochromes, and I do have the shade Jewel Box and then a more coppery rose gold shade, Carina Nebula. So I think I'm going to be using the gold box shade right here. It does have a gold to green kind of shift, and that is what I'm going to go ahead and place in my inner corner to tie everything together. I'm hoping this picks up really nicely on a brush. I did use the duochromes earlier with my finger, and sometimes shades like this, like they do perform better with a finger. But the problem is I want the precision of a brush, and my nails are long, so a finger ain't gonna do it. I'm not getting a super intense inner corner, but I am getting a subtle inner corner, which I think I really like. I am so happy with this palette, the way my look came out, like everything about it, everything blended so nicely. I am so excited to keep playing with this. This is my first eyeshadow purchase palette of the year. I'm not like on a low buy, but I am being a little bit more picky with the products that I purchase. As in, I'm not trying to like buy everything that's launched, but only buy things that really like draw my attention in and that I really want, which is what this palette was to me. And I am so happy with it. I can't wait to do more looks, which I'm actually going to be inserting a few looks right now. All right, y'all. So I'm just popping on here real quick because this is the second look that I have done with this palette. I really wanted to do 3, but I just did not have the time. Like it just completely slipped from me. But I want to show you what the eyes look like. And I just want to quickly tell you what I put on there. I basically played with all of the dark shades. So the black, this deep midnight purple shade here, that cobalt blue again, because I absolutely love it. Even though it's a little dusty, I still love it. And then I also played with the duochrome in here, Milky Way. So right now it's coming off camera like a really bright blue, but it's blue to purple with some teal in there, and it is really pretty. And I went ahead, and the way I kind of did it is I went dark in the inner corner and then light as I went out. I also played with the purple. So I forgot to mention, in my outer corner, I do have this vibrant purple out there as well. So this is the second look. But if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment down below which look you liked, whether it's the look that I just did on camera or one of the looks that I kind of just showed you the after. But until next time, bye y'all.